Okay, so good luck. See, I can turn Zen mode off if I want to, but I tend to play the same against everybody, every rating level. But all I've got here is literally a clock. So I have no idea what strength my opponent is. But I'm guessing from the speed of the moves and the quality of the moves, it's somebody with a decent rating here. Knight down is a little bit premature, I think, though. Here you've got knight down. Let's just block with a bishop. It's dangerous to block with your queen like this, but I think it's perfectly playable here. We've got a cross, we can hit the bishop quickly, but we're just trying to castle, then worry about what to do. We'll just find out who our opponent is after the game is finished. It's quite nice, it's actually just simply having a clock there and nothing else. I'm going to kick that bishop immediately, see which diagonal you're going on. Goes that way. So I'm just going to make sure I can castle. Bishop up should be good, so if knight in we can just take and then shift this other knight somewhere. Probably just forward, so we have to take here, just knight forward I guess. So there's nothing better, is it? We definitely don't take here and give a queen away. I think I'm fine just to castle here if you come down. I mean, I could even bail out and go queen side and just have the pawn loose. A queen down castles, bishop down, that's what he's going for. So do we just bail out this side then? Actually, it is 5 minutes, isn't it? I don't need to play it too quick. It's a 5-minute one, this. So castle. If queen takes, I mean, we can play rook across, sack some pawns. Actually, let's just castle, why not? Let's mix it up this one. So we have deviated from a normal opening here, but from a normal standard opening. Obviously, if you take here, we're just going to activate the rook. The queen might be just instantly trapped. So we're just going to try and open some files. But isn't that just a trapped queen? Because here it's covered. Here's covered. Takes here. We take with the pawn. See, all I can see purely here is the clock. Okay, so if we gain a queen, lose a queen, gain a bishop, that's no good. I think we just take, and the queen's just stuck here. No need to do a pre-move here because I've got such a long time on the clock. Right, bishop comes down, so I don't see any reason not to take the queen. There's no point trying to be silly and try and be clever and look for other fancy moves and then you mess it up. Let's just come up and hit the bishop. We'll try and activate the queen somewhere over there. Knight down gives a potential check. So I don't see quite what I'm gaining. I think I should probably just push the pawn. Do we do 1 or 2? Let's go up 2. As long as the knight can jump somewhere, the knight's not getting trapped. But we're just going to try and activate the queen and go for the direct mate threat. Okay, hits the knight. So queen over might be a move here. The bishop can't retreat with a check. Otherwise the knight can just drop back. Knight could come back this way, like I said. A check, but it doesn't really achieve a lot. I guess if we come this way though, we've got an escape square here and we can come across, hit the bishop, try and force the bishop off the board. So we should be just up a clean queen versus rook, so it should be good for us. So I think we just want knight down now. Right, yeah, check's no good. Just drop back, hit the pawn, hit the bishop. Eventually we'll get active. We'll get it active somehow. Let's play queen across here. We could check. Actually, do we? Yeah, let's check and then we can come forward a bit quicker. Let's come up and hit the bishop, hit the pawn. Trying to keep an eye on the clock. It's quite nice actually, this just playing a game where all you're looking at is purely the clock. First time I've ever played a game like this. So we've got a pawn, we've got a pawn. Going a little bit more direct is probably safer. If we take this one, you're opening up the file for the white rook to get potentially active. Okay, so now queen up looks very strong. Pawn down looks strong. We could take. Rook across is covered. Knight takes, rook takes is a move right now though. So I like the idea, just a quiet move. Queen up, just prepare to push the pawn. Create a mate in one threat as well. So rook up. The knight takes does threaten a nice check. So is it the right time to take now? I mean, we can just run the pawn, can't we? That's probably easier. I'm just trying to bear in mind the clock here. That's all I've got to worry about here. But one simple mouse slip or one blunder, but even just a mouse slip and the game can completely turn. So nothing wrong with white playing on here just in case. Okay, the bishop comes up. So again, knight takes is still a very strong threat to just grab the pawn. Here and it's mate, here and it isn't, but there must be something. But I think just the pawn push looks good. Oh, my opponent's just had enough there, okay. So we'll pause there. Now we found out who we've played. So we played into 1600. Oh, that's nice, yeah, because I've only got it set to be Zen mode when I'm actually playing the game. So that's quite nice there. So let's pause there and see how the engine says we actually played it. So there's 27 moves. They're the move times for both players. So let's request an analysis. But that's my first ever game using that Zen mode. That was quite enjoyable. That was quite nice like that. So let's see how we actually played this one. Did we mess up in the opening somewhere? That's where you're often trying to learn as an amateur player. Is if you're just playing different openings sometimes and you're just trying to learn as you go, basically. It's kind of easier than learning from books these days. So certainly the end of the game, we've played it pretty well. I'm not bothered about if there's any technical blunders, like if we had a forced checkmate, we missed it or something. I don't mind any blunders like that, but you know, you see it's a little bit up and down there, so it's not perfect play, but that doesn't matter at all. It's never likely to be. So we're completely level in the opening here. But then I thought it was a little bit ambitious when opponent brought the knight forward twice, but it was still perfectly fine. You see, still completely level. So we have been better here and then we've messed up. Actually, this is where it's useful in openings. So we should have gone the immediate b5 there instead of e6. I was just trying to get castled, you know, stick to the principle, get castled. So we've missed an opportunity there. So what was it? +2 against level. So it's actually quite a move, that then. So we should have gone b5. In your own games, take your time and see what the engine says. So we should have thrown in a check. King f1 and grabbed a pawn. But unless you see the whole entire line, obviously you don't necessarily play any of it. That's what the recommended engine line was. So opponent blundered with bishop back, and we blundered there by just playing a simple quiet move, e6. So what were the figures? That was our only blunder as well. 90 versus 77, CPL 35 versus 66. So in this position, we've made a mistake rather than a blunder. Castling long again. We should have just played b5 straight away, not worried about this. Guess we can just castle next move. But as it turned out, our blunder ended up winning the game for us because the queen's just trapped here. There's nowhere to go. You can't run anywhere here. So I was obviously already aware of that. But from that point, we just converted relatively smoothly, just avoiding blunders. So very good.